What's up, guys? I'm gonna do a
I want to see
voiceover
if
on
futures pull back, what Tesla would do.
Okay, that is what I was looking at. So, yeah, I'm gonna do a voiceover. I didn't realize I had the desktop audio muted,
Yeah, it's
but
just been pumping all day.
yeah, what I'm saying right here is that futures have been pumping all day,
Futures.
and Tesla clearly hasn't, which is a red flag when you're looking at upside. But Tesla had such a strong move after hours that kind of a consolidation is not unusual. But seeing how strong futures were was a little bit of a red flag. But if we start breaking this trend into 249, I am still interested in that into 250. So my plan on this trade, since it's a Friday especially, I was looking to get in half of my position at 249 and then add the other half at 249.50, just in case if we reject at 249. I want to not be in with too much risk. And then if I do add at 249.50, I'm going to increase my stop loss, or like tighten it a little bit, so I'm not with a wide stop on my full position. But I saw this trend line. It was coming from pre-market. We rejected it twice, or three times technically. So that is a clean enough trend for me to be interested in. We had a red to green right at the trend, and then I waited for 249 for my entry. But yeah, you can see futures are still pumping here. NQ on the bottom left of my screen, still having very strong move. It barely pulled back all day. Tesla's just starting to come to high of day, so it's good that it is coming up. What I would have liked is to see if futures pulled back, how Tesla would react. But since that opportunity didn't come, I kind of just had to play it how it was presented to me at the time. So my stop loss is pretty much the open of that red to green candle, I believe, which is right around where the trend line is. And since I'm in with a lighter, only half size, that's fine. It's not, too big of a stop. So seeing that candle that just closed red is not the best thing, but my stop still hasn't hit. But realistically, I don't like that. But since I was looking to add a 249.50, now if we come back up, that is definitely a clean level 2 add, since we have two tops there, the opening minute candle and then this last minute candle, both topped out at 249.50. So that is a good opportunity to add right before the 250 break. And for my sells, my plan was sell half at 250 and then see if I could sell the other half at 251. I wanted to see the strength kind of continue right after 250, but if it didn't, I want to have at least taken half there. So it actually looks like I added early. But I think I probably increased my stop to that red dotted line, under 248.50. That seems like a good area that's holding. But you could have added 249.50. That still seems like a clean level, if you want to play it safer, of course. So there you go. Boom, you can add right there if you'd like. So you can see how the trend of Tesla kind of changed, and we are breaking that trend, so that's good. That is what you want to see, of course, if you're looking for an upside move. It showed kind of weakness off open, and then we're kind of breaking past that, so that's good. And also noting that Tesla was weak or weaker than the market. Um, you have to be pretty tight with your stop losses, just because if the market pulls back and your stock is weaker than the market, there's a good chance your stock is going to have a stronger move down. So you can see NQ is having a very small green to red, and Tesla is having a pretty decent sized candle. So those are the red flags when you're playing upside on a stock that's not as strong or stronger than the market. That pullbacks can really, really hurt. So I think I'm nodding here because, yeah, it looked like it was going to break, and it broke right through. Perfect. That was a good sell on my first half. Now I have my other half. So even, okay, well, yeah. That's a big pullback, but I was just going to... So I think, okay, so my stop was those wicks at the candle that... The two candles that rejected the trend line. But realistically, probably should have sold in the green to red at most. Because honestly, a candle like that is not really good for upside continuation. It shows a rejection. And especially on Fridays, being tight is going to help you a lot more than being loose with your stops. So you can see that candle that just closed. Look at how NQ had one red candle, and then Tesla had a big green to red at that high. Yeah, right there. So one red candle really affected Tesla. So that's the red flag when you're playing things like that. So what I'm looking for right now, if we go back above pretty much 249.50, I think it could get back above 250 at that point. But until then, we're kind of still in dangerous territories. So yes, I am down a lot on my contract, but since I sold some for profit, I'm kind of able to hold it a little longer. Had I just sold the green to red, I would have been in a much better position, but I didn't. So at this point, I have to think about where the best stop loss would be if it wasn't that green to red. So it's like just under 248, I believe. Which even that is pretty big. The only reason like I have a stop that big is because I sold some for profit, and that would bring me like pretty much break even on the day. Maybe a little less than break even. So you can see NQ breaking high of day, ES also breaking high of day, Tesla still struggling. So there's enough red flags to where you can honestly just get out just because it doesn't look good. But I was just going to stick to my stop loss and let the trade play out. But if you don't want to be in on trades where there's red flags, you just get out. When you see those red flags, it can prevent you from holding it through a candle like that, taking a bigger loss. And then you can get back in if things look good again. So if you look where that candle rejected, it was right at that trend line, which is pretty cool, but that's really not anything to hold through, to be honest. Because, all right, if you think about it, if you're holding through that, where will your stop loss be? It would probably be like 40+% on your contracts, which to me is not a good risk to reward. But yeah, Noor and the interns, they were talking this whole time. I just didn't have my desktop audio on during this trade, which is my fault. I didn't realize it. But yeah, I'm fully out of my position here. I'm just showing you guys what the charts look like after my stop loss. And this is something I'm going to journal about, is holding through those red to green or green to reds. If you guys have been watching all my videos, that's where losses come from. So that's something I really need to fix in my trading. And if you guys do that too, you should also consider why you're holding through those. So at this point, still you see futures pumping, and then NQ or futures being NQ and ES, they're still pumping. They're at high of day, breaking high of day, and Tesla is still struggling in the same 248 area. So it's not really that good of a sign if you were still in. I sold half on the 250 break and then the other half on the pullback, so I'm like break even for the day. Yeah, if you guys could hear what they were saying, we were all talking about how we executed that trade. Look at my face. For some reason I opened the wrong contracts.